It's been 9 months since the last episode. This is my actual uniform. Yes, I dyed my hair orange, so what? And I have magic stick of a wand. Magic wand now. I can summon stuff basically. I can summon lightning. Hell yeah. Let's chill here, smoke some weed, watch YouTube like normal. And also I have a new roommate. The old roommate, I have 2 new roommates actually. Not just 1, 2 roommates. 1 male and 1 female roommate. The last roommate, she got expelled from school in 9 months. So, yeah, I got a new roommate. I'll miss her though, the old roommate. I'll miss her. But, eventually she got expelled.
Out of the water, he teeters along a wall inside the exhibit. That clip was from a guy breaking into a croc and gator sanctuary and then getting attacked by crocodiles. Obviously, you see him get out of the water after, so the thing didn't take his life or any of his limbs, but it did leave him pretty banged up. On top of that, he spent 4 hours walking around this place and splashing in the water with these monsters. He's lucky he made it out of there alive, but I just don't get why you would do something like that. If you wanted to go for a swim, I'm sure there are plenty of pools you could have broken into and saved yourself a lot of trouble. Next on the list, guys, we have a close shave. Sometimes the Florida man is a Florida woman. Really, Florida man knows no gender or boundaries. The Florida man is a way of life, and many of us will never understand it. It goes too deep. It's a form of expression that is so unique that some of the intelligent people in this world struggle to comprehend it. Like what we have going on here.
Always got new leads in that pipeline. Change the way you're trading with high pages.
Help me!
Fuck off, ads.
Next on the list, we have Storm Fighter. The thing with the Florida man is that he thinks he is smarter than most, and maybe he is. Maybe if we listen to the chaos babble that comes out of the Florida man's mouth, it would change the world for the better. Maybe the Florida man holds the key to saving the world, but we just think he's crazy, so we don't take his advice. Like, listen to this guy who was coming up with ways to fight against hurricanes.
Oh, it's the warm weather. Oh, it's the wind. Well, we have an Air Force. Drive some Air Force planes around to get the winds going the opposite way.
So this guy was saying that the news was breaking down how hurricanes are caused by the ocean water being warm, and that the Navy should just go out and pour ice into the water and cool it down. He was also saying that the plane should fly in the opposite direction of the hurricane to make it stop, to sort of cancel it out. That is some of the funniest signs I've ever heard, but who knows? Maybe this dude is actually right. Well, I think scientists would know that this wouldn't work and this man is a moron, but still, I think we should give this guy's plan a shot, just in case. Next on the list, guys, we have Florida Man Can't Fly. Even though the Florida Man seems like he should have the ability to do anything with his power, he should be able to move mountains and create narcotics out of thin air. It turns out that there's a limit to his power. Let's check this out.
Dealership employees noticed the car was dented, and so they checked their surveillance cameras, and they saw him fall, and no word who he is or what he was doing. Amazingly, he was just able to get up and walk away.
A Florida man just fell out of the sky and onto a car out of nowhere. Are you serious? They never found out who this man was or how he fell out of the sky. He just smashes into a car and then walks off like nothing happened. I guess what the Florida man can't do in terms of flight, he makes up for in durability. That dude slams down on the roof so hard and isn't phased at all. I would like to see the x-ray of his tailbone, though. I'm sure at the very least that thing was bruised up pretty bad. Next on the list, guys, we have Stuntman. I think after seeing this list, there is one thing you cannot deny. It's that the Florida man always knows matter where he is in the world, he will showcase something amazing that will either leave you flabbergasted or just with a horrible image etched into your mind. And this guy somehow managed to do both. This dude is risking his life and putting on a crazy show and doing it all with a thong on. This is truly one of the greatest Florida man moments ever. Could you imagine doing something like that? Being on the highway, on a bicycle, you got your butt cheeks flapping in the wind, and you're just hoping that you don't fall on the road and get rash everywhere. You just get your skin ripped off, and you're...
Pretend to cross. My first cross for the day. It should be this building here. No, not the sick bay. I wish Hogwarts was real, but Thornbridge fake. Here we are. Good morning, class. Course dismissed. Nice. Good morning, class. Let's sit up the back. Class dismissed. My last class for the day, it's this place here. Good morning, class. Okay, class dismissed. Have fun at break. Nice. Hell yeah. Let's chill here, smoke some weed.
You're riding a bike at the most unusual list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I've been Joyce Reina. See you in the next one.
What else should I watch? What else should I watch?
Be free to smash your goals.
The parole board has had its say, and it's official. The inmate is going home. They're now free on parole, but the time they spent in prison will be lingering long after they walk out the doors. Prison can be a place of rehabilitation and contemplation, but it can also be a very difficult place to survive, and ridiculous reasons. Stephen Jackley was doing a stint for armed robbery when he suddenly... This turned into a near-prison riot, and the old man was beaten by guards and paraded out in front of the other collecting newspapers during his stay, and quietly worked on a project by dipping the papers into toilet water, which had the effect of hardening them. No one knew what he was working at until one day the guards came under fire. He had made a makeshift bow and arrows out of the petrified newspaper and some string, and had apparently even coated the arrows in his blood to potentially infect the guards. No one knows if any arrows hit their target, but it's hard to imagine paper arrows could actually pierce the guard's clothing. But the next inmate took his revenge plot to the next level. Siri Sesto Stokes was a frequent flyer at a Welsh prison, but nothing prepared him for what he was going to see this time. He shared a prison with a young Irish inmate who loved to boast that he knew how to make bombs. No one believed him, until one day he showed up with what looked like a bomb and took a female guard hostage. The guard had apparently made a lot of enemies among the men, and this hostage situation led to a riot in the whole wing. By the time the guards calmed the riot and broke into the office where the hostage taker was, the riot had made the news. As for the bomb, it turned out to be a flask with some wires in it, completely harmless.
People freak out. Why do the pencils move? Clearly because a demon has been summoned, not because of friction and gravity. There are a lot of videos of people playing the Charlie game, and it almost always ends with screaming and running. Many YouTubers find themselves doing the challenge, and they've garnered millions of views. Is it real? Well, according to Mexican historians, there is no demon called Charlie. But I don't know, any game that encourages summoning a demon makes me feel pretty sketchy. Coming in at number 9, we have Sad Satan. Sad Satan is allegedly a cursed video game found on the dark web. YouTube channel Obscure Horror Corner lived up to their name when they shared a scary screenplay of the game on their YouTube channel, and honestly, it looks really intense. To be honest, it also sounds pretty intense. Gameplay, from time to time, a blank screen would appear with strange markings. Reddit users decoded the font and said that it was saying things like kill, 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 and I can track you. Finally, at the end of the game, it cuts to a black screen in which the phrase suffering doesn't end appears. Great! So basically, this doesn't sound too good to me. I'll probably give playing this one a solid miss. Coming in at number 3, we have a classic game. We've got Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary is a quintessential game from our childhoods, but that doesn't mean I'd recommend playing it ever. Is it? Kids just freaking... And then you can open your eyes. With a camera, every person has to say, I caught you, then take
Humans
a picture
are
of the middle of the
stupid.
circle.
Don't know why there's skeptic humans. There is such thing as ghosts, spirits, demons, you name it, there is. What else should I watch?
You're not gonna win. At some point, you will like this video. It doesn't matter if it's watching this. And get ready for a lot more really cool stuff coming from my hotel room, where I will have tons of stuff for you of entertaining quality, which is what I do. I have a standard of quality for the videos that I make, which is why so many people like my videos. It is reflected in the count of videos that I have that are liked. You can't find a single one.
This subreddit is actually a cult that seems to pray to a flame. Now, just sifting through this subreddit, I can't really tell you too much about it.
Reddit is the website that contains absolutely everything. I swear, there's a subreddit for anyone, no matter your age or interests. But there's also a very dark and disturbing side of Reddit. From a subreddit that shows you real-life crime scene photos to another that will make your skin crawl. Let's talk about these and more only in today's video. Top 10 disturbing subreddits you should never visit. Starting off this countdown, we have Reddit 50/50. Whoever made this Reddit is pure evil. Basically, this subreddit is like a challenge or game. Basically, there's an image posted to the subreddit that you can't see, but the picture is given two titles, one that's good and one that is gross and will scar you. You then gamble by clicking on the image. You're either going to see something super pleasant like a cute puppy or something super graphic. I took a little look and my title was Cute Puppy or Brain Surgery. Lucky me, I got brain surgery and saw a dude's head cut open and saw his full brain. There's other really bad stuff on there. Other titles include Adorable Best Friends, or A Fox Eating a Cat, or even A Pack of Dogs Eating a Man, or A Dog So Cute You Could Just Eat It Up. It's a really risky game to play. In our 9th spot, we have Humanoid Encounters. But before I go any further, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up because it really helps us out. This subreddit is dedicated to people sharing their real-life encounters with humanoid creatures. One creepy story was posted by the user Restless_artist. Basically, this user met a scary man named Jimmy C, who apparently knew everything about him. This guy had slightly long pointed fingernails and kept licking his teeth. At one point he said, and I quote, "I jumped off the San Francisco Bridge years ago, and we've been watching you." Who is we? Like you and who else? Anyways, the convo got really weird and Jimmy literally said he was going to drown the guy in the ocean. And he also said that he was coming after him. Now, the Redditor does not believe that Jimmy was a real human, but was indeed a demon or humanoid creature in disguise. Some say he might have been some weird lizard demon because of his teeth-licking habit. In our 8th spot, we have Crime Scene. I entered this subreddit and I was disturbed by the images that I saw. So this page is dedicated to sharing real-life crime scene photos and information related to that. Yeah, real-life images. It includes a lot of blood and gore. These images should not be this easily accessible to the public. Seriously, this subreddit is no joke. It's super not safe for work. One of the images I saw was of a real decapitated head. Another was of severed body parts. I have no clue how this forum isn't banned yet. Like, I seriously wish I could take back what I saw. I'm not even exaggerating. It doesn't affect me because I've seen so much by now, but it's crazy. In our 7th spot, we have the banned subreddit. So there was once a very, very dark and disturbing subreddit titled Watch People Die. And I don't even have to go into much detail. I'm sure you understand what it was about. But thankfully, it was banned for violating Reddit's content policy. This subreddit was literally encouraging and glorifying violence. Let's just say the content post, but there's a whole subreddit called Bad Vibes, and it's dedicated to things that will give you bad vibes. The description of the subreddit reads as follows: trippy and bizarre things that give you bad vibes or the chills. We're not about things that are merely creepy or spooky, but instead things that are the equivalent of a bad trip or psychedelic nightmare. The surreal, the grotesque, the psychologically disturbing, existentially terrifying. Yeah, no thank you. That description alone is existentially terrifying. But of course, I did a quick little scroll to see what it was all about, and it's just filled with creepy pictures, like this one of a man with tiny black eyes and a weird gaunt smile, or an edited video of a man pretending to eat his leg like it's a piece of cake. Pretty weird, pretty creepy stuff. We're now at our 5th and halfway mark with the cannibalism. Yeah, this was a real subreddit that was thankfully banned, and I'm sure you can understand why it was. But several years ago, it was up and running, and for a long time too. I don't know who created this subreddit, but that terrifies me. It could literally have been run by a serial killer or something. Like, who fairly interesting, not gonna lie. So this subreddit is dedicated to all the weird and creepy stuff you can find on Wikipedia. Some posts on there include the Wikipedia page on humans. One user pointed out that the Wikipedia page written about humans does not sound like it was written by a human. Another one is a Wikipedia page dedicated to a list of unusual deaths, like Sisones, a corrupt judge that was skinned alive, and then his skin was used to make a cover of a seat, and his son would sit on it in judgment. See, there's just some things I don't need to learn, and that was one of them. And at number 3, we have Let's Not Meet. Let's Not Meet is a subreddit filled with real-life stories of creepy encounters, like stories about meeting someone that gave you the heebie-jeebies. This is the opposite of the subreddit Let's Meet, where people share stories of people they have met and wish they could meet again. Anyways, this subreddit is filled with creepy, real stories, like one titled The Smiling Man. Basically, Reddit user blue_title used to always go out on late night walks, and nothing odd or bad ever happened. That was until one night he was out walking in a police patrolled area. He got a weird vibe and turned around, and that's when he saw the silhouette of a man dancing. He claims that the man was doing a waltz-style dance, but was headed straight to him. He kept walking along the street, but kept looking back every so often to keep an eye on the man. He claims that he was a tall, lanky man with wide, wild eyes. His head was tilted back, and his mouth had a big, wide, forced smile. Eventually, the smiling man started sprinting directly at him. The man ran right back home, not looking back. From there, he never went on late night walks again, with fear that he would run into this creepy man again. I think it's safe to say that all of us never want to meet this creepy man either. Moving on, number 2, we have Chip Chan.
Someone posted a webcam of a girl that was just slumped over in a chair. Some people thought that she might be dead, but it was soon discovered that she was just sleeping.
This subreddit is dedicated to Chip Chan, a Korean woman that was first discovered in a 4chan webcam thread in 2008. The footage of her revealed her sleeping in a weird position, so users freaked out thinking that she was dead. And then she became...
Guess what? Head to bed. Let's head to my dorm. Head to bed. Wake up in the morning. My fucking dorm. My dorm should be at the end of this hallway. Here we are. Tomorrow's the weekend. It's 9 AM. No school today. Hell yeah. Let's head back to the city. I haven't been there since ages. I miss my house, basically. So yeah, let's head back in the city, I guess. Because it's a weekend, school's over until Monday. Here we are, at my crib. I miss this place. Oh man, I miss this place. Let's get change, I guess. Let's get change. Here we are. I can't believe it, I'm back home. At my crib. Hell yeah. in the magical world. This is Hellbrook City, where I'm at. So yeah, basically, you know, I can't believe it, I'm at home at Hellbrook City. Let's chill. Let's chill here.
Of course not. Why would I do that? Angela Simpson was responsible for the tragic death of 46-year-old Terry Neely in 2009. This is just part of her interview, and you can see the reason for why it has made it on this list. What Angela did to Neely was fear and inhuman, yet she shows absolutely no remorse when it comes to recounting her reasons. Thankfully, she is now facing life in prison, though apparently that's not the worst thing for her. According to Simpson, she has a lot of family in prison, so it's not the worst thing to be able to see them. The fact that someone could do what she did and not feel an ounce of regret is what makes this video a chilling addition to our top 10.
In our number 3 spot today, we have Kevin Davis. You guys, this truly is one of the most disturbing things I have ever heard in my entire life. Kevin Davis was 18 years old when he took the life of his own mother. It seems as though there was some sort of conversation beforehand that had made him upset, which is of course never a good enough reason to do something like this. There are details about this crime I wish that I could unlearn. In an interview with police, he gives them an extremely detailed account of basically everything that happened and seems to show absolutely no remorse. There's one thing he did that I truly cannot repeat, but you imagine committing a heinous crime and then going on to describe it as kind of silly. I truly have no words. During his trial, a doctor did testify to say that he had a personality disorder, but that he also fully knew the difference between right and wrong and knew that his crime was wrong and that there was no medical diagnosis that could justify his actions. Kevin is still in jail where he will most likely spend the rest of his life, but he will become eligible for parole in 2044.
Coming in at number 2, we're going to talk about Edmond Kemper. Man, honestly, this whole dang interview, like, how can one person be so evil and so helpful at the same time? If anyone has seen Mindhunter, that show led me to watch these interviews. Man, absolutely mind-boggling. Ed Kemper is still alive and in prison today, serving time for the many vicious crimes he committed, taking the lives of 10 people before he eventually turned himself in 1973. It scares me to think whether someone even would have caught him. Part of the reason we had to include at least one of these interviews and confessions is because, as Mindhunter fans already know, he played a crucial role in building the criminal profiling unit with the FBI. His self-awareness and desire to relate his experiences made him the FBI's go-to guy when they had questions in the behavioral science unit. Kemper also excelled as far as an inmate could with an IQ over 145. Edmond Kemper still fascinates the public to this day and begs the question, can you ever really trust a serial killer?
In our number 1 spot today, we have Daniel Wozniak. In 2010, Daniel Patrick Wozniak had his wedding and honeymoon coming up that were, of course, going to cost a lot of money. Instead of getting a second job or simply just doing, I don't know, literally anything else in the entire world, he decided to do the unthinkable. He ended up taking the life of his neighbor, Samuel Hare, and his friend, Yuri Kabushi, so that he could steal money from them. It is absolutely insane that this is the story behind the crime, but I cannot make this stuff up. He ended up confessing his crimes to police, and while it is nice to see someone try to show a sliver of remorse, his
What else YouTube video should I watch? What else? Or maybe Netflix.
Tim's parents were eaten by a swarm of termites, he and Ava became inseparable.
Okay, good night.
In every way.
That's the asteroid they named 616 Agatha. And these are all the chemical bombs they sent up to try and
So,
stop.
pretty much everyone's coupled up down here. Our first baby was born last winter. It was super emotional. Welcome to the apocalypse, kid. The food sucks. At least you'll never know what you're missing. Kayla and Connor got together after Carol died. Carol was a cow who ate a box of laundry detergent. And now we only have one cow. Her name's Gertie. Gertie is great. Gertie's not our only food source. We actually have a hunting party that brings back whatever they can from the surface. It was easier in the beginning, you know, before we ran out of bullets. Facing down one of those things with a janky handmade weapon's no walk in the park. Or so they tell me. I don't go on the hunting parties. They need me in the kitchen. I'm kind of the chef of the bunker. Everyone likes my minestrone. Being the only single person in the bunker has its perks too. I get to hang out with Mavis. Of course, she's not much for conversation anymore. Her core battery's shot, just like every other Mavis, I'd imagine. I've actually never seen a working one. Sure wish you were here, Amy. I'd love for you to meet everyone. Maybe we could do a little target practice together. It's kind of my thing. Sorry, Mavis.
Hustle, hustle, people. We gotta move.
You know, if you knew her, you'd really like her. She's a super cool person.
Well, she's not gonna like you because you can't even get out of a saying compliments. And honestly, I just like you because you have a really cute dog.
Oh, shit.
Yes, me. She likes you. She's been through a lot. Joe. Don't move.
Oh my god, why?
Give me your shirt. Yeah. Your shirt, man. Give me your shirt. Come on.
Do what he says, Joel.
Give me your shirt. Take it easy. I know the man. Just stay very still. Okay, buddy. Easy does it. It's okay. You're all right. All right. Okay, now. On your way. All right. Okay, now. All good. On your way now. On your way. Good boy. Good boy.
What you so scared for? All the snares are nice.
There can be nice ones.
You can always tell them their eyes. Just look at their eyes.
This one probably saved our lives, too. Could have spared your sit all over this hillside. That old chummer ain't gonna know which way to go.
So the chumber's gonna fall in with my shirt?
Thank you, Mr. Boulder Snail.
Thank you, Mr. Boulder Snail.
Yeah.
They're very sensitive, you know. But they'll crush your ass in a second. What you working on there, man?
It's a little project we started a while back on my phone. Time we encountered any monsters, make a little entry. Drawing, some info about it, you know, strengths, weaknesses, stuff like that. Maybe feel like I was helping out.
artists.
which I would join